Welcome in the Business Growth Support Podcast stage. Today we're joined by Michael D. Billy from the Econophy Group. It's a pleasure having you here, sir. What is your story in a nutshell?
Medtech company, which owns a at-home wearable medical device, approaches chronic respiratory diseases in a much different way than is currently in the marketplace. We have several advantages through our device that is a lower cost to the existing market, CPAP market, is a much higher, it has a higher efficacy. It is a treatment process that can be monitored on a daily basis. You don't need a doctor's visit. And fourthly, it has the ability and capabilities to extend to different types of pulmonary diseases like COPD, TB, and sleep apnea.
All right. For those who are new to your work, what does the Econophy Group do?
Well, our focus is on the medical technology space. Tech, which is the medical tech company, was evolved from being invited to by the USAID agency to forming a public-private partnership with them for their respiratory disease program, their global program. Unfortunately, we were set to meet them in January of 25. As a matter of fact, on the 17th, we entered into a preliminary contract with them for 4 years for $100 million. And the following week, the Trump organization shut down the agency. Therefore, our opportunity was abandoned because of the Trump administration's activity. So what we decided to do, because I have a private equity and an expanded Wall Street background, I decided to recreate Tech into a private equity company. And our structure is based upon a direct equity profit sharing model. And our relationship with the investor is what they call pari passu, which means equal footing. Whatever the GP gets, the LP gets. There's no difference. And as far as the opportunity goes, we are beginning to look at various regions around the world. The WHO has invited us to enter into a relationship with their global program, but we are going to start off in the APAC region, as we've been offered a pharma licensing agreement with a Japanese company for China, Japan, and India. And because we are doing our focus in the APAC region, India will be added to our current granted patents, which include China, Japan, South Korea, the US, the EU, Canada, and Australia. So we will have by the beginning of the first term, 27, we will have 8 granted patents.
From your perspective, what is the best way to grow your business in your niche?
Our business growth pattern is going to be primarily with pharma licensing agreements. We've already proven the efficacy of the device and its use. And to best, if you will, gain product distribution, we have to do that through a controlled process. And having a pharma licensing agreement is the best controlled process there is. They know their own backyard. They know their marketplace. They have identified what their unmet needs are. And by signing an agreement with them, we become the provider of the technology. They become, if you will, the distributor.
So the best way you see is with the license. So they can take control of everything, how it's working and how it's going, correct?
Correct. But in our case, we actually have a dual opportunity in that with the World Health Organization. They have approached us to use it for their global chronic respiratory disease program, and it presents us with an opportunity to move into their, if you will, internal, or I should say, hospital systems within up to 20 countries. And that will allow us to have a different relationship.
How you see the AI way shaping the industry?
AI is very important to us because it's actually a component of what we're doing to our technology. When we're developing our Gen 2 product, and let me make the distinction here. Our Gen 1 product is going to be introduced to the market early 1Q 2007. Our Gen 2 product is going to be completely digital health with a predictive AI epidemiology platform attached to it. So that way, the patient who is wearing the belt will have a direct reading twice a day. Their information, their diagnostic data will be transferred through a ring that they wear. That ring will transfer the data by either an iOS phone or from an Android. It will be in several different languages, and that information will go to our epidemiology platform for analysis.
Do you have a final advice or wise word for our audience?
That they should look at the advent of wearable devices in the marketplace as far as either a therapeutic application or as another means of delivery. At home, if you will, care is the wave of the future. And anyone who has an applicability to at-home care, whether it's a biotech or medtech, that's the future of medicine.
Michael, thank you so much for that final advice.